One of the most frequent challenges I hear people encountering when they're doing platform engineering, introducing a platform for developers to use to run their own custom software, is that people just don't want to use it. They don't want to change, or they want to work on their own things. I asked one of my coworkers, Brian Ross, who's actually run these kind of platform teams in large organizations, what you can do to do better platform marketing and advocacy.
I think one of the most valuable things for a platform is that community of advocates that are willing to go and sell it for you. They're going to do a much better job of selling your platform than you ever will. I think the important thing when building a platform is to think about how you're going to build your community of advocates from the beginning. So for me, that's about providing exceptional support from day one. Those early adopters are going to be there when your platform has a couple of rough edges and they're going to have problems. And it's important that you're there to support them through that. And if they have a great experience, then that's them beginning to build a fondness for your platform and a liking for how you go about supporting it. I think as well, more than just how they're using the platform, I'd encourage you to be really curious about how the platform fits into their part of the business. So rather than just talking about the technicals, work out what they're doing, work out how they're measured, work out what do they do as part of this business to help the bottom line. From there, hopefully, by helping them solve their problems too, you'll begin to build an idea of what case studies you might be able to use later on in the process to talk about the real advantages the platform is driving beyond Kubernetes or Backstage or whatever technology you are using today. And then throughout the development of the platform, I would talk regularly about what's happening. In IT, it is assumed that if people don't hear otherwise, that things are stagnating or moving backwards. So communicate regularly. A director of mine once said that the communication of the platform is almost as important as the features themselves. And I've got to say, I believe that. If you can tell people about what's happening, new features, new users, case studies, things that you're working on behind the scenes, these are all indications that this platform is being actively developed. And I'd liken this to developers. If they're on GitHub looking at projects that they're going to use as part of their software, they're going to look for projects that are updated regularly, where there's not lots of issues that haven't been touched or commented on for a long time. They're going to be looking for those signs of life. And I think that communicating to the business regularly about the improvements to your platform is an important part of showing those signs of life. The overall goal of all of this is to build a community of users around your platform. Whenever I launch a platform, I encourage everyone to have a Slack channel or a Teams channel, some kind of asynchronous communication that people can use to talk about their platform and about issues. The best thing about these channels is that it gives advocates an opportunity to rise up. You know you're doing something right when users begin helping other users. And it's sometimes natural. People just want to be helpful. So you just need to give them the platform that they're going to use so they can help and support each other. You can also help your advocates by amplifying their voice. So you might create a blog or a newsletter. Your company may have an internal system where you talk about what's happening in the business. These are all platforms that you can help your advocate use to talk about your platform. And you too should talk openly about their achievements. If you can talk about what an amazing job this new agile team is doing, how open they were to new ideas, being able to demonstrate back to those case studies about the benefits they've got from using your platform, then that's a great thing. Also, if they're talking good things about you in the background, about how your platform really helped and how you were there to support them, then you're going to all rise to the top together. And finally, I think with advocates, it's important to remember that you should reward them in some way. Advocates are taking time out of their day-to-day busy lives to help you. So it's important that you recognize that, recognize their input, and find some ways to reward them. That doesn't have to be big. I have seen many things work in the past. Sometimes it'll be asking them for their opinions on what you should be working on next. Or perhaps you've got a new feature that isn't quite ready for prime time, but you're looking for beta testers. Advocates are a great place to start. By giving them access to these things that not everyone has, you're building a sense of belonging, a sense of liking to your team. Other things you can do is you can set up special events. You could do a developer day in your organization where you have some of your customers come and talk about what they're doing in their parts of the business and obviously how your platform perhaps fills part of their problem space. You could be in there in the middle giving a demonstration of the platform, and at the end you could be handing out either some kind of swag, be it laptops stickers, t-shirts, whatever you can get. All of these things go a long way to building community around your platform. And at the end of the day, that's what all of this technology is about, getting humans using things so they can do something useful for the business.
Brian wrote a lot more about that in a recent article he had going over platform marketing and advocacy. It's part of a larger series he has, about 14 pieces, that's kind of a book about how he recommends doing your platform strategy, running your platform, and very importantly, working with the kind of human element, the culture, people's reluctance to change, and even everyone's favorite topic, finance. There's a link to that below or up top, or wherever it is where you're watching this. You should click on it and check it out. Tell us how things are working out for you. I'm always curious to hear how people's platform adventures are going.